a.m. The monthly meeting of the Fairfield Glade Community Club Board of Directors will come to order. Due to the CDC guidelines and the COVID-19 public health advisories for social distancing, this morning's Board of Directors meeting is open to members of the board, key staff members, and limited observers. This meeting is being recorded, and the video will be posted on the Community Club website for member viewing. This morning, to honor America, please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence to remember those who are serving in uniform and those who have been affected by the COVID-19 virus. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
I don't know why I got that.
Okay, Pat, would you call the roll of the board members, please?
Here.
Mr. Paul.
Here.
Mrs. Galloway.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mrs. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Storer.
Here.
Mr. Whitmore.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, there are 7 board members present. We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Pat. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the prior board meeting held on October 22nd, 2020?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes of the October 22nd, 2020 board meeting are approved. This morning, I do have regrets this morning from Cumberland County Mayor Alan Foster. He had a scheduling conflict this morning. However, he does send his holiday best wishes to the Fairfield Glade community. And I see that we have Commissioner Joe Sherrill from the 6th District is in the audience this morning. Joe, welcome. Are there any comments that you wanted to make? Okay.
Good morning. I just wanted to take time from Wendell and myself from the 6th District Commission, and also wanted to say Merry Christmas, and also that we're looking forward to working with you in 2021 for a very solid year. So, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. I would like to share the following comments from across the board this morning. We want to take some time in this month's across the board message to share some holiday thoughts. November and December always seem to be a special time of the year. Given everything that 2020 has changed in our daily lives, we're all looking forward to celebrating the holidays with our family and friends. This year, as we celebrate the holidays with our family and friends, we are reminded to celebrate responsibly by avoiding large crowds as we gather, by wearing face coverings, especially when in the company of others, frequently washing our hands, sanitizing high-touch surfaces, and please stay at home if you don't feel well. No doubt, this will give many of our holiday activities a different feel, but the true spirit of the holidays will survive, and as a result of our current public health precautions, the holiday season may have even more significance this year. The holidays are also a special time for reflection, when we take the time to give thanks for our good fortune and all the blessings we have received. This year, as we reflect on 2020, we are reminded to give pause and remember the suffering and losses that so many have experienced. This year is also the special time of the year when our hearts are touched by the need to share good fortunes with those who are less fortunate and are in need. The urge we feel to share with others and give back to our community is one of the very special blessings that comes with the holiday season. This year, the needs of many are very real, and so when you feel the urge to share and give back, please be generous. Things tend to get pretty hectic this time of year, and activities not only fill our daily lives, they often overfill our daily activities to the point that many of us will feel overwhelmed. Taking a few minutes to make a call or send a message to someone special, a distant family member, an old friend, even a neighbor who is alone or separated from their loved ones during the holidays, can do wonders for refocusing our own priorities. Just letting them know that you are thinking of them and wanted to know how they are doing will make a huge difference to the person that you reach out to. As we end one year, especially a year like 2020, and look forward to the beginning of a new year, many of us will once again feel a sense of renewed optimism. We'll have a sense that better days are ahead and that the future is bright. We all share that optimism and look forward to what lies ahead in 2021. We'll continue to face challenges, and the road ahead may have a bump or two, but we remain cautiously optimistic that better times and brighter days are just ahead. By all accounts, the community club has successfully met the challenges that 2020 presented and has emerged in a stronger position than we entered 2020. The uncertainty and the adversity have given us the opportunity to adjust and to be resilient, and we've met that challenge. So on behalf of all the members of our community club family, from the board of directors to the senior management team and all of our community club team members, we wish every member of our Fairfield Glade community a very merry and safe Christmas and a happy and healthy new year. Last month, we shared some comments regarding personal choices and taking personal responsibility for the decisions we make. We want to remind you once again, it is always your individual decision as to whether or not you feel comfortable using our facilities or participating in scheduled activities. We also want to encourage every member to consider getting your annual flu shot to minimize the effects of being exposed to someone with the flu. This year, what seems like the beginning of a cold or a slight touch of the flu could be so much more. So please, make the right choice to take care of yourself, your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Here are the latest updates on our major capital projects. Construction on the new Mirror Lake Entertainment Pavilion will continue through the winter months. Work on the pathways from the parking areas into the gathering area, as well as the plaza in front of the pavilion, will begin weather permitting and based upon contractor availability. Construction on the Phase 2 project to expand the Stonehenge kitchen and the exterior renovation has started and will continue through March of 2021. We expect to reopen the Stonehenge Clubhouse with the reopening of the golf course on April 1st of 2021. Construction on the Racket Center renovation project has started and will continue through the spring with a Memorial Day 2021 as the targeted completion date. Work has been completed on utilizing the original Pro Shop as a temporary entrance and check-in location during the construction, and demolition of the existing clubhouse began last week and will be completed soon. At Robin Hood Park, the initial clearing and Phase 1 planning process is proceeding. The initial clearing of the area will start this month, and the Phase 1 projects that include refurbishing of the existing pavilion and facilities, in addition to creating a new parking lot, will proceed as the Peavine Road work is completed in the area. And finally, at Heatherhurst, the old cabinets in the restrooms have been removed and the new cabinets have been installed. Field measurements for the granite countertops have been completed so they can go into production, and we expect them to be installed by January 1st. The Pro Shop has also been cleared out so that work in there can begin soon. And that is our December update from across the board. And with that, Bob, we'll look for the general manager's update.
Okay, thank you. One other master plan project is the police department, and the carpeting has been installed in that building, so we will close out that project at the end of this year. And what little that's left to be done, it's some landscaping and things of that nature we'll handle through our operations budget. Deferred maintenance, we're working diligently to make sure we can take care of all the needed maintenance items before the end of the year. So we did defer some things during COVID, but we're now in the process of trying to get those taken care of before the end of the year. Some other items, year-to-date golf rounds through last month end were about 117,000. That's 17,000 less than budget and 15,000 less than last year, all due to the COVID shutdown. Jeff and his team have done a great job since June to catch up on rounds every month, and so the difference or the shortfall is a lot less than we originally anticipated. And the good news is the average rounds per course per day open were 109 through October versus 107 in 2019. So that's good to see. That indicates that there's definitely demand for golf when we're open. Starting in January, we're going to allow customers to use outside caterers for events only at the CCC. So the F&B team will still actively do banquets here, but we're also going to allow customers to use outside caterers. We feel that by doing this, we'll be able to generate some more rental revenue for the CCC and actually probably have lower subsidies in the food and beverage department as a result of that. The caterers will have to meet our vendor insurance requirements, so Mary Jo and her team will be working with vendors. We do have one preferred vendor already that's interested, and that's Willow Caterers. And lastly, hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Bob. Barb, can we do the resort report, please?
Good morning. Wyndham timeshares for the month is 606, and year-to-date, Wyndham timeshare visitors, 35,208. Timeshare revenues, we have Racket Sports, 3,400, which is 2% of like revenue. Dartmoor Marina is 121,300. St. George is 8,700, and golf is 611,000. Food is 114,000, with a total year-to-date of 909,478, which is 14% of like revenue. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. And with that, can we do the Architectural Control Committee report? Doug?
Good morning. This is a summary report for the month of November. Miscellaneous approvals, which are changes to established homes, were 114 in November, a total of 1,662 through November, compared to 1,563 in 2019. New homes approved were 4 in November, a total of 83 through November, compared to 91 in November of 2019. New homes started were 6 in November, a total of 83 through November 2020, and compared to 91 in 2019. And new homes completed were 3 through November. There were 85 compared to 87 in 2019. That's the ACC report.
Thank you, Doug. Bob, you're going to do the financial update this morning for Denise?
Yes. If you take your package and go to the balance sheet, which is the first schedule, it has a lot of color on it. I'll just hit some of the highlights of that. First of all, cash and cash equivalents. Sewer fund has about $2.9 million. The capital fund, about $2.8 million. And operations fund for POA and amenities, about $3.8 million. So we have a very strong cash position, and you can see it's about $1.5 million more than last year for POA and amenities. For property and equipment, sewer fund, about $10.6 million, and capital funds, about $35.6 million. So that's where most of our assets are, is in the property and equipment. And then if you look at members' equity, and that's a key number you always want to focus on, and you would like to see that increase every year, which we've been doing. Sewer fund, $13.4 million, and that's about a $370,000 increase versus the same period last year. This is year-to-date through October 31st. And then the POA and amenities, about $38.6 million, and that's about $2.5 million increase over last year. So that's all good news and really shows that we're in a very strong financial position. Go to the next page. This is our cash flow from operations and capital activities. And the first subtotal is the POA operations. And through October, about 1.8 million positive, and that's about 1.6 million positive variance versus the budget. And you can see the two big numbers that are driving that are G&A expenses, about 457,000 positive, and then community maintenance, about $1 million positive. Now, most of that $1 million positive in community maintenance is the deferral of desilting for 165,000, and the deferral of road paving for about $650,000, but still at $1 million ahead of those two numbers. And then all the way over to the right, cash flow, that includes your capital income, debt principal, and then any capital expenditures for POA, positive cash flow of $4.2 million. Down to the amenities subtotal, through October, about a $5,000 subsidy in the amenities, but that's, and the budget was $368,000, so you can see that's a negative about $373,000. And you can see the two big numbers there are food and beverage and golf, and both of which were all as a result of the COVID-19 shutdown. You can see the reports on the website for the food and beverage as well as golf executive summaries. It really is all driven by sales, and so those are down dramatically because of the COVID-19 shutdown. And good news is, though, marinas were positive by 75,000, and the CCC and Recreation Division positive by about 65,000 through October. Then all the way over to the right for amenities, you can see it's a negative $2 million, and again, that includes your debt principal and your capital expenditures for the amenities. And most of our capital expenditures are in the amenities arena. Most of our assets are the amenities that we have throughout the community, so that's why. But if you combine the two, then you can see that you're at 1.8 million positive for the two, and that's about a 1.2 million positive variance through October, which is fantastic. That's even better than we projected when we did the 2021 budget. And then when you, again, take out, or you add your capital income, take out your capital expenditures, still a positive cash flow of about 2.1 million year to date. Then down at the bottom is your sewer division, and positive 729,000 through October, and that's a positive variance to budget of about 102,000. And then after capital, that's a positive cash flow of $688,000. So very strong position as of October 31st, and seen some preliminary numbers for November, and better than we projected in November. And so year to date, we're even better off than we anticipated when we did the projections for the 2021 budget. So we feel very comfortable we're going to end the year in a very strong financial position.
Thank you, Bob. Any questions? All right, then we'll move on to the treasurer's update. Bruce?
Yeah. This report I'm going to read to you was actually written a few weeks ago, and it was sent out in an e-blast, and it was also published in the Glade Sun and the Vista. So since we don't have final numbers for November, I don't have that information yet, but I will be publishing another treasurer's report here later in December once November is closed. So this is just a review through October. The sewer department continues to operate normally. We started the year with $2.2 million of cash, and we entered October with $2.9 million of cash. The result for the first 10 months are better than expected, and I don't foresee any issues going forward in the last 2 months. POA operations area improvement continues with each passing month. October results, as pointed out, were good with consistent rounds of golf and diners at Stonehenge Grill, reflecting continued use of our facilities by our residents and our visitors. October amenity fee revenues were favorable by $96,000 out of a budget of $1 million, bringing our year-to-date amenity revenue total to $1.85 million unfavorable. We began the year with $1.9 million in POA operating cash, which excludes capital, which is accounted for separately in the CNRs. At the end of October, we had $3.8 million of operating cash, which was an increase of $500,000 from September, so October was a very good month. Focus continues on cost reductions and savings in operations while providing quality services to our members and guests. As outlined previously, major cost reductions, as Bob pointed out, were canceling the desilting project for $165,000 and the $650,000 for road paving. We continue to monitor labor costs since it's one of our major expenses. Currently, we have 144 full-time employees as of the end of October, 87 part-time employees, and 97 seasonal employees. The number of seasonal employees has decreased by 68 since last month because the use of amenities decreases time of year, and that will continue to decrease into November and December. Additional adjustments were made in November and December. Our labor costs in October were $39,800 favorable to budget, bringing our labor costs through October to $707,000 positive compared to budget. That is a huge help to counteract the loss of revenue we had. In summary, we're in a great positive cash position and will continue to monitor our income and expenses on a regular basis. We look forward to the remainder of the year revenue resulting being closer to budget, which will help combat the loss of revenue we experienced earlier. The proposed 2021 board budget was presented on Friday, November 13th, and is available to review on the member site. I'll talk about that a bit later. But as Bob pointed out, the preliminary numbers in November look really good, so we expect to have even more positive results after that. And now, like I said, I will publish that later on this month and send that out in an e-blast, and it will be published in the newspapers. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. We have 5 items of unfinished business. These are the updates to the policies that we have for new homes, manufactured homes, the exterior addition and modification requirements, the fence policy, including the golf ball nets, and the dock policy. Those policies have been out on the website for member comment, and were reviewed yesterday during the workshop. And John?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the following 5 revised new policies.
Thank you, John. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I would just like, before we move on, I would just like to, again, thank the ACC committee for taking on this project. It was not an easy project. Thank you, Doug, and your team again. And Sam, thank you for your input on it also. They're protecting our property values with these revised policies, and it's very important.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, those policies are approved.